Hello, Warriors. Hot CPI number today. A lot of my forecasts that I've been talking about for weeks. Sometimes it feels like you have to wait forever. Things usually take longer than you plan for them to manifest. And welcome to TradeGATEHub.com. TradeGATEHub and I am powered by TradeView Markets. Check them out. Very competitive spreads, and you could trade everything. So followers know that I've been looking for the grand prize of silver taking out these lows, and I was saying it up here. Okay, so here we are, mission accomplished. And when you look at what happened, same thing in Aussie. For 2 weeks, I said the double bottom in the Aussie would not hold. And it did not hold. Here's the double bottom. I said we take out the big round number of 70. We got all the way down to 69.10. Again, like silver, it's reversing today. Dollar's a little weaker. Even though we had a hot CPI. Check this out. I think yields have already peaked. And this is the best they could do on a hot CPI after already peaking was some type of retracement that it could be failing from. So we get back under 290, I think 275 and even 260 is viable. So this means, you know, the pressure of rates on a lot of things are coming off. And if you notice, it's all one market, okay? When the dollar is strong or there's a risk off event, the whole board is down. Have you noticed that? The only difference is magnitude of declines in different asset classes. But, you know, when we have risk off, you definitely have, it's not a, you have a headwind that you're dealing with in the market. That being said, even though you have headwinds, new trade I did today, if you were present before the broadcast, I posted the longs here at 39. I think I got it at 73 and some at 64. So we've already had a nice rally off that low. I saw this redrive to a bottom level. And actually, I think that there's a good chance now, if I'm right about yields, that we could have another bear market rally. I'm not going to declare it a major bottom for a new high. In fact, now I have my stops in at break even. So that's what I teach is when you go into the market and you have a lead, you take something off and you ring the register so you get paid. In case this candle fails, now the worst case scenario is I made money. So above this high, we could stretch it. So we'll see, we're getting a little bit of a pullback here off the recent highs, but this could end up being some type of turn day. We'll see if this is just a failing rally. So looking at the S&Ps as a possible turn in here, and you have to get out of the way. So even when you're scalping, you know, when I look at it, it doesn't look that great, but I'm going to give the divergence a chance to work even on the daily. We needed to do something right though. So if it can't rally with yields, and you would think the group that would be doing okay with lower yields would be semis, and they're not. So could end up just being a day trade. And that's just another example that you could trade counter trend depending upon your time frame and be opportunistic, even though I'm in, you know, we could be in a bear market and we're going much lower. This is, if this breakdown is not negated at 40.80, I've showed this to you guys. And I mean, this is very important week and month for the stock market because we're back underneath it. Remember, I was showing that we were holding it last week. Now we're back underneath it. So it really has to reverse, at least give us some type of reversal week. Here's the weekly. And, you know, a few minutes ago it was looking better. So it's important. Otherwise, as I've been talking about, it opens up the door. A lot of people are looking for 3,800, 3,850. That's 38% back of this, the rally to new all-time highs. So we'll see what happens there if we can't hold. But right now, you do not have a good signal. You don't have an all clear, even for scalps, to take home unless you start closing back over 40.80. So pay attention to this line. We tried it yesterday and failed, but we diverged. We tried to rally and made new marginal lows and diverged, and now we're starting to fail again. So let's get back to what I've been waiting for a long time and could be developing. And that was both the silver, gold, and the dollar. Now, I don't think the euro has bottomed. Okay, you look at a daily chart like this in the euro, and yeah, it's holding. Okay, if I could say anything positive, it's, you know, resisting declines here. But what do I teach with the RSI? So I'm going to do a little teaching here today. What kind of low is that in the euro for guys that are following me? See this? That's a reading of 24.63 on this day when the euro is making new lows. What kind of low is that? Yes, this is a confirmed low, and markets rarely bottom when both price and momentum are confirming. If we get a break to new lows, I know some people are talking 104.60 or so, we will have a divergence. So I have to wait for divergences to develop. And, you know, if you really want to clean out every last euro bull, let me go to a monthly. Why don't we just take care of this business? And, you know, the whole world's bearish euro anyway. Let's get some more parity talk coming into the market. Okay, so every time we've had that talk, we're going beneath parity, we're going beneath parity. We didn't go beneath parity, so why not just take out this low here at 103.40? And, you know, that would, you'll get all kinds of headlines of the euro weakness and the dollar strength, and you'll even hear politicians maybe bragging about it, and it's going to help bring down inflation. But I don't think we're there yet in the euro. When I look at cable, you know, it looks worse than the euro. That's why we've had such a great run in euro pound, which is something I've been pounding the table on early before we got the bottom, but at the bottom on the pullbacks still looks great. I keep buying pullbacks 84.50 if offered. Still think, you know, this target I've talked about for a couple months, that 87 over 87 is viable. We get through 87, we have something, you know, different going on. And I do expect a dollar turn by the time that's going on. I had talked about getting up towards 131 in Canada on Monday. And yesterday we got pretty close, came off a major moving average right there. Maybe they'll make another trip up there. But 130.50 was the high. And really take a look at Canada. I think it's going to be, when the dollar turns, one of the better shorts. Let me go longer term, because the dollar is taking out COVID highs, right? It did it at the 102.70 level. Okay, well, look at Canada. You know, Canada, unlike, you know, the euro testing the lows out and cable taking it and the Dixie taking it, look how weak this rally is in Canada compared to the dollar. So, you know, it's taken a lot of dollar strength to get Canada going. And to me, this just looks like, you know, just corrected this decline. So just like the Aussie, that could be a great buy against this line that I've been talking, shade under 68. Canada could be a great short. So, and I would say that's a bullish commodity position, which is what I'm looking for eventually. And maybe I missed the low. And let me show you something in gold. Very interesting. In fact, I couldn't buy yesterday's close. Okay. So anyway, here's the, yesterday's close in gold. Okay. There's your daily, it was here and is sitting right on, this is the 200 day. Look at that. So very critical support for gold. It could bounce. Yeah, maybe it is a bottom. I'm not going to let one day, make that judgment on that one day. It could be. Maybe with S&Ps having a couple hundred handles in this trade or more, we get a bounce in the metals, all one market, and maybe a pullback in the dollar, pullback in the dollar. Okay, I don't think the euro's bottomed yet, but do we have a high in the yen, or could we squeeze one more high out? Not if yields are peaking. Then this is a failing rally right here in US dollar yen. So US dollar yen coming off equals yields coming down equals less pressure on the market, less pressure on commodities as well, because less opportunity cost by being in cash. If yields come down, not as much competition to commodities. Okay, taking a look at crude. It's an I don't know. I keep thinking it's a descending triangle, and eventually we're going to break down under 94, and it looked like it was going to happen again, and now I don't know. I wouldn't do anything with it. Maybe the next best selling opportunity is when Europe finally makes an announcement that they're going to ban Russian oil imports and some of the natural gas. Perhaps that sets up another rally without making new highs. So right now, here, I'll say it, I don't know. So what do you do when you don't know? Do you pretend to know? Should I flip a coin? Or should I wait for technical evidence to present itself that it's so compelling, I can't help but be compelled to take the trade? So that's oil. And let's see what else I want to cover. So, I'm pretty excited. We're going to hit some pretty good inflection points. Even I was talking yesterday to the room, even Freeport's trying to bounce. So, this was a bearish call in Freeport because it was bearish copper. And, copper could bounce. Doesn't mean it's a major bottom or the bottom, but it's been a pretty big break. Freeport's had a pretty big break. We could get fib retracements, could rally back to 40, and then maybe even halfway back. But I don't think this is the low in Freeport. So if we get a nice rally in S&Ps and you get a sympathy rally in this, this would be a great rally to sell up here at about 44. Bonds are trying to turn the corner. I think they have. And here we go on the yields now. We're unchanged on the day. After a hot number, that's not exactly bullish. So also wanted to show you guys the miners. Again, the gold miners held up much better than the silver. So here's GDX, which is bouncing with the gold here. I'm not so sure this is a low in GDX. Okay, so like I said, maybe we could try and fill the gap. I just don't like the action there on that low. Yamana is one of my favorites. I still think I'll have a chance to buy it cheaper here with one more shoe to drop in gold. And here's the silver. SILJ made new lows, took out the Feb lows. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying not to have FOMO. It's at 61.8 back here. If you want to look at a longer term chart. But these are buy candidates now. Okay, so I'm not looking to short the metals, right? I'm looking for buy points going forward. Here's a couple of the juniors. They also made new lows. So see how much stronger the gold shares were. It's a nice stay there. It's putting in here at $3. So maybe that was it. There's Fortuna. Bitcoin again. Cash has been king. I don't see anything in Bitcoin that tells me I have to be in a hurry to buy it yet. Here's the weekly. So negative. Maybe we're going to the 200 week. I think Bitcoin's in for a major test now. What is it? Is it going with the NASDAQ? So if we're going to get a pop in NASDAQ and crypto doesn't rally, then, then they can't even tie that correlation. Blame NASDAQ for its decline. I don't know what they'll blame next. So Mike's going to be on today in an hour and 13 minutes. And Mike's a great steward of capital and lives and breathes this and cares about people. And that's why he's in here sharing his ideas for free. So this is one of the rooms and communities you could come to where we're not bringing you in to upsell you a subscription. You may go to a TradeView demo, TradeView is a sponsor, and take a look at their services and open an account if you like, but we don't push anyone. There's nothing, and you're trading anyway. So it's just making a shift to another broker as a thank you for, us providing content and teaching you what hasn't been easy to learn, that at times I still have to learn again and again. So even though we have a weak dollar today, I'm not sure this is it in the euro. We have what's called a double inside week, although we still have a couple of days left. I'd love to see a candle in euro where see how we have two inside weeks where we flush out to the make new lows and then start to close above these inside candles, which is, we got to start at least trading 107, 108. I don't think the euro really proves itself till we get through this 108 level, at least 107. So I could be wrong. This could be the low in euro. I just don't like flat bottoms. When I was a teenager or younger, yeah, I had a flat top, but I don't like buying flat bottoms. Yeah, sure. I had that crew wax, and I'd, have fenders. Come on, Rich, you used to have a haircut like that. I bet Tim did too. I've seen pictures. Mike won't admit it. And you know what? I thought I'd wrap the show with, I reached out to, we have an interview tomorrow with Adam Button, and I reached out to some of the guests I've interviewed over the years, just to ask them what their experience is like being interviewed by me. And I thought I'd just, wrap the show. It really humbles me because a lot of these guys are, some of the best traders and analysts in the world. So I thought I'd read a couple of them and maybe you'll recognize a few names. Peter Bookvar, I'll bring Peter in. He's always on CNBC, always fun chatting the world with Dale. Great questions, wide-ranging discussion. And Jack Schwager, author of Market Wizards. Dale understands markets and asks intelligent questions. I've always enjoyed our interviews. Okay, and I think I have one here from Adam Button too. Mark Chandler, I like this. I've been interviewed by quite smart journalists and anchors on TV. At their best, the interviews are informative and educational. However, when Dale Pinkert interviews me, it is quite a different experience. It's not so much Q&A, but discussion between two thoughtful people who have wrestled with the markets for more years than they care to admit. Our scar tissues can generate insight, but also humility. If our species is going to evolve, which there is not a guarantee. There, see, Mark, always thinking of risk. It is because we can learn from others' mistakes. How to balance that with the confidence needed to trade is what Dale does best. So isn't that cool? So just wanted to share a few. I do have Adam coming in tomorrow. So I'm going to grill Adam because the seasonals in the S&Ps were supposed to be positive. Here, Adam said, one of the best ways to understand what's happening in the markets is to talk to other people. There's no one better to talk with than Dale Pinkert. Every interview with Dale over many years has been a wonderful opportunity to talk about markets, but also to learn from one of the best. Dale's curiosity, openness, knowledge, and interviewing skill have attracted loyal followers around the world, and I'm one of them. So keep following me, guys. I'm going to try and call a bottom in the metals and in the dollar and in the Aussie in the coming weeks. I could be missing it right here, right now. We'll see. So as always, time will tell, but here we go. So, you know, basically if you're long, so I'm long S&Ps instead of silver from the low. It's working. I think they're going to go for this 4,100 level. And then you'll see a short squeeze so intense that it'll make the shorts eyeballs pop out of their heads. So with that being said, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. You know, get your grub stake together, everyone. You know, I think between now and July, there's going to be major buying opportunities in metals and shorting opportunities and currency. And, you know, it only takes one. The miners. So I'm looking forward to the summer. Even if you go on vacation, you know, don't lose touch. So Mike will be here in an hour and 7 minutes. I'll be back with Adam Button tomorrow. And thanks for your attention. If you like what we're doing, hit the like button, spread the word. It's a community where you could come in and ask me a question. I'm sure there's times when you're looking at cable and going, I wonder what Dale's thinking. Well, just come in here. I'm not here, drop the question, I'll answer it. So again, TradeView sponsors us, TradeGATEHub.com. I'll see you tomorrow with Adam. Stay tuned for Mike Venezia, my stock wizard. Adios.